a lot of young people out there, are, especially now, they're learning about public relations. They're learning about the importance of publicity and marketing and how they can pick that up and start their own business, which is something that you've done. Tell me a bit about the paths, through your career to get to this point.
Yeah, I pretty much started when I was like 8 years old. I used to be the youngest journalist in Quebec. And I started like by pure like luck basically because it was raining outside and I decided to call the artists union.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying, like pure luck.
Yeah.
Nobody would maybe think about that. And then when I was 13, I started working for the biggest magazine in Quebec. So that's a little bit my path. And then I was doing events and music, fashion. I'm doing more sports stuff now too. And yeah, it's been like, what, 7 years. So, and pretty much 8 coming up in September.
Wow.
It's been a while.
Yeah, but it seems like you've just been constantly sort of making your way there. Tell me how being a journalist helped propel your career in public relations. Yeah.
It really helps because there's you get press release when you're a journalist, so you see how press release works.
Right.
So you see like the backhand as well. Like for me, when I was a journalist, I was covering stuff on red carpet. So I see like publicists working and all that as like their day to day. Made friends with them, started learning more about them and everything. So that's pretty much like how I think both kind of helps each other.
Right.
Because and a lot of people switch from journalist to PR or vice versa.
Yeah.
Or they do both at the same time, like they would write a blog or like have an artist that they either manage, do PR for.
Yeah.
It's like really common that it's a melting pot, basically.
Yes, definitely. When it comes to PR, what sort of personality can help? Let's say there's a young student or an aspiring student out there that wants to get into this business. What sort of personality can help them?
You need to work hard, and you need to love working hard. And it's not normal hours. My working it might be a 9 to 5, and then you just party and hang out at night. Yes, you do. But it's a lot of networking. You need to have a lot of personality, charisma. You need to be curious too. I mean, you need to figure out on your own different way of getting yourself out there and recognized. So, but honestly, it's a lot of work. It's a fun industry. Don't get me wrong. I love what I do. I've been doing it forever.
Yeah.
But you need to be prepared to work your butt up, if I could say.
Right.
Because you never know. I mean, even if it's events that you're doing or like just PR artists, like for example, this week it's Canadian Music Week. I have like 4 bands. So you need to know how to plan yourself as well equally between 4 bands. And then you have like the week after that you might have 3 or 4 events. So you need to always think like in planning basically.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But it's a fun world. Like I'm not like, if everyone wants to get into it, it's really, really fun.
It's fun. And what is the advantage of doing it in your own business?
Yeah, well, I used to work for a PR firm for 2 years. Just since November, I'm fully on my own. I was doing my stuff on the side as well. There is a lot of advantage, but it's fun because I could work from home or I could sit on the patio and work, but sometimes it's harder because when you work from home, sometimes you don't always want to do work. So you need to be like really disciplined on that level. So that's one thing, like if you go on your own, even if you're at home, you need to be like, okay, well, I'm doing my work from this time until this time. And sometimes you won't get up.
Yeah.
And like literally probably will be in front of your laptop from like 9 until like 2 p.m. and be like, oh, wait, it's 2 p.m. You know what I mean? It's kind of crazy sometimes, but I think that's what makes it fun.
Right.
And for people to love it.
Right, exactly. You've recently, now you're also covering sports in your business. Tell me how that's been for you. Your music, fashion, and now you're going into sports, and I believe it's in the U.S. as well, right?
Yeah, I do have a lot of CFL players. I have a couple of NHL players that I will be working with this summer, and I just have 1 new MLS player. So it's my first soccer player. Football. Football.
Wherever you're
something
listening
like that,
from.
one of the other. But yeah, no, it's different. But you know what? Though at the end of the day, it's the entertainment world, and I personally believe that we should recognize more for sports people
Yes.
in Canada. And the only reason why I'm saying that is because if you look at the States, that's like a whole topic on its own. But if you look at the States, what's happening is that every like athletes have their own PR people, plus their own manager, plus if they're in the team, they will have the team as well.
Right.
But that's like something that we don't really have here, which is kind of bad in a way.
Right.
But granted, the system is different from here to the States. So I'm trying to get like athletes more recognized in the country. Yeah.
It helps though, you're right. I mean, art, it's an art in the same way.
It's the same thing.
Sports
Yeah, and not only that, but for like brand recognition too. Like if you look at a designer, well, we were talking before about Rudsack, but Rudsack
Yes.
is a good example. Rudsack could use some athletes or some more celebs from across the country.
Yes.
That's an example. I'm saying Rudsack, but it could be anybody.
Yes.
And it's just like if you tied everybody in, like music-wise, fashion-wise, sports, or even just like comedian, whoever else,
Yeah.
if you support the entire industry and boost it, because at the end of the day, that's what they're doing in the States.
Right.
It works.
Yes, it does.
Because we don't, well, that's my belief, but we don't really have a star system here.
Right.
So it goes in fashion, sports, or
Yeah.
it's
No,
insane.
you're perfectly right.
Yeah.
Perfectly right. As far as studying and say getting more knowledge
Yeah.
in PR, what are the steps that an aspiring student should take
Yeah.
to become more knowledgeable?
Well, for sure, go to a PR program. That always helps. But don't stop there because you could learn a lot on your own too. I'm not saying not go to school. Go to school and learn. But most of what you can learn at school, it's more theoric. Like it's not something that you're gonna learn if you go network, if you go meet up people. Like you need to have like both school, but also go meet people. Go online. I mean, online has like tons of press release that you could read to give you ideas on how to write them, and just keep yourself informed. That's pretty much it.
Okay.